Hey everyone, this is episode 457 of the OotiniCast being recorded on the 31st of January 2023. This is the raw version of the show, which goes out live at twitch.tv/OotiniCast, and will eventually be put up also in raw form to YouTube. And then the audio is cleaned up a little bit and put out tomorrow as a podcast. So we're going to go ahead and get some... let's see, go ahead and get this sent out, just let people know we're on. And then we should be pretty much ready to go.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see. 457 live now. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, tweeted it out. We'll call that good for now. See if I can get a retweet real fast. I must find... okay, good. Twitch was getting really weird for a while where, like, for years, whenever I did the OotiniCast tweet, I would then switch to my personal account on the same app and then just, refresh it so it went to the top, and then OotiniCast was just, like, right there, like, every time, because I had, retweeted it so many times, and, obviously we'd had, obviously those should be connected in its little algorithm brain, and it's just, lately, though, it's just, I can't trust it. Sometimes it does that, and sometimes it does. It's very weird.
Yeah, there's weird shit going on there.
Yeah, there's issues for sure. I mean, beyond some of the problems that I have with it are not technical, but but anyway, let me go ahead and let me get this in the right spot because it is not visible. All right. And I can now that we see that the stream looks good, we can get going. Yeah, all right. So let me have a little water, and if you're... Actually, we have about another minute to vamp, so... Yeah, I'm sure... I think, Kitty, you saw, actually, that I've taken the Loken challenge on, if you want to call it that.
Save it for the stream.
I will. But I got to vamp about something. I can't think of what to do. We had a cold go through our house the other day. It was the other week. It was really nasty. I actually caught it, but my wife and my stepson were both they were throwing up and stuff. It was really unfortunate. Yeah, I definitely got the same thing, but for whatever reason, I didn't throw up. Maybe it's because I don't know. Who knows? I hydrate better. For that. Yeah, right. But I was so paranoid about it. Actually, I did, just to be safe, I did take some Dramamine just to make sure that to hopefully help. And maybe that was the difference, or maybe it was just that I hydrate better, because both my wife and her her biological son, my stepson, right. There's just something they don't feel thirsty the way at an average level. Like, they have to feel really thirsty they have to be really, really thirsty before they will feel it at all. So they tend to get very dehydrated unless they're really focusing on it. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm sitting at the computer, and because I'm talking a lot, I'm drinking water anyway, and I've just sort of gotten in the habit.
Yeah, me too. I have.
Yeah, so I don't know if that was why I was able to get away with only feeling like crap for the same amount of days, but I didn't actually have the other issues that they did. So
who knows?
But it could have been the Dramamine too.
They have more, biological similarities, so maybe they were more vulnerable to it.
Exactly, in some way.
But I think it's just because you're way too, you're such a tough guy.
Right. All right. Well, I think we're at the top of the hour, as far as I can tell. My computer's clock is very not great, and if I don't update it regularly, it just kind of goes off.
How is it?
Supposedly it ties in, and it's supposed to update once in a while, but it just doesn't. And then the little mini clock that's inside it just kind of gets. I forget if it's fast or slow. I think it's slow. Anyway, it's crazy. It's dumb, but Yeah, I know. You think a modern one connected to the internet all the time, it would not have that issue, but it does.
The atomic clock. It should.
Yeah, it should always be. It should always be right there. But yeah. Anyway, no big deal. Let's go ahead and get going here.
All right.
Have a little more water, and we'll go on 5. We've done our little vamping tap dance. All right. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast that would not call transporting 50 cases of Nerf nuggets a mission. This is episode 457, being recorded on Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. I'm your host, Jill. With me is my co-host, KittyKissz. And Kitty, hey. I could tell you didn't recognize that particular reference.
I think I just got it.
Okay.
I think it's registering. I'm not I know it's a new one.
Yes, it's from the Bad Batch.
It's very new.
It's from the Bad Batch. It was Tech basically saying, yeah. Basically complaining about what they've been doing off screen, like between episodes, essentially.
For a second there, I thought you took a deep dive into Legends or something. I'm like, no, Chill's very canon. I don't think you would put anything.
For the most part, I am. I guess I would. The thing is, though, I usually do things that are either audio visual, sort of, not as opposed to simply written. And with Star Wars Holiday Special and Ewoks and a few other exceptions, accepting, a lot of the stuff that's actually movies and TV shows and stuff like that really is still canon. So it's pretty easy if I stick to that.
And a peek behind the curtain, but we were talking about a little while ago that you were really happy that Disney Plus has all that stuff and they're putting out new stuff because after, 457 shows coming up with a liner.
I have a list so that we don't duplicate. I try. Maybe at some point I duplicated and forgot to check the list beforehand or something. Mm-hmm. I'm a human, but basically we've never duplicated an intro quote. So you do run out after a while. Mm-hmm. It was getting really tight, because beginning of the podcast, that was that was pre-Disney. So there was no sequels, no Rogue One, no TV, none of those TV shows. Mm-hmm. I was really starting to dig into the Clone Wars and stuff like that and Rebels because it's okay, well, at least there's a lot of episodes there, but they're not really as meaty anyway, just quote wise. I don't know why. Maybe it's just something.
They're still new.
That
and
could be it.
It takes a little while,
Maybe it's just also maybe something about Lucas's writing style that's, you can kind of grab a nugget out of it. In a weird way. I don't know. Anyway.
You can write these things, but you can't say them. Isn't that the quote?
Yep. So today the vamping continues even after the start of the show. This is awesome.
Okay.
I love a good vamp. So anyway, what have you been up to since last show?
Well, I finally got my Loken up to level 80. And I think this is my officially first character that I moved him over to the other guild just because, he's a Loken. And I mean, how many alts do I have in Utini? I don't know.
Right.
I think having one over there isn't going to do anything. But I wanted to make sure, that I got all of the conquest points for Utini. And then once I was kind of done with him, I moved him over there so that when we're doing the Loken events, it'll have the title over the top, Loken's Experiments. So, just for an aesthetic reason.
Nice.
But finally done with him, and it was a fun ride. I'm very excited. I know that we'll talk about it in a minute, but you're a Loken fan as well, which is really funny.
Yep.
I made a new tune. Her name is Colonel Kitty.
Okay.
And she is a merc trooper. Now, I spelled kernel like a kernel of corn.
Okay. As opposed to COL, whatever.
I love popcorn. So. And truth be told, Colonel was already taken. For some reason, somebody already named a character Colonel Kitty.
Well,
So,
it's possible that
kind of cool.
Colonel, when I tried to do Star-Lord not long ago, I tried to do it as Chill Lord, and you cannot use the word Lord. It's just
Oh
not
yeah, that's right.
acceptable. So it's possible that Colonel as a title might be on that list as well.
Right. Like you can't use Skywalker. Can you use Skywalker? I know that
There's
there's
certain
some words that
right.
you
There's
can't
certain
use.
Skywalker and Solo, I
Lando.
believe, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That you just can't name your character that.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it was. But anyway, I thought the pun was kind of silly and funny anyway. So went with that.
So a
And
merc but a trooper. So
Merc Trooper.
so they
correct.
were mirror classes originally, but so basically a trooper but gets to use pistols. So that's nice.
Exactly.
And are you going, which spec you're going for? Are you going for heals or are you going for one of the
Arsenal
damage ones?
right now.
Arsenal,
However,
yeah.
after the last episode of Utini,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try the dot spec in a little bit, but
Yeah.
I haven't respec and I'm just lazy.
Right.
That's all it is.
Well, Arsenal is a lot more straightforward. I'm still finding that. Although
Yeah.
I haven't played a ton on. I've played very little on Star-Lord this last couple of weeks because I've been focusing on my Loken. But go ahead and finish your week first.
Oh, it's it's been really fun. I'm playing her with that she was a bounty hunter, and she kind of did some things that were not so nice.
Okay.
And she wanted to kind of I'm gonna start doing some nice things for people and use her abilities for good. So she enlisted in the Republic Army, and
Okay.
it's really fun. She's a stone killer, but she's trying to make the right decisions.
Oh, okay.
So I've implemented this thing in my streams where I go, all right, you guys, I need to roll, and they hit ! Roll. Whoever gets the highest number gets to choose what she does. So
Nice.
sometimes she falls back into her, ways of not being a very nice person, and then sometimes, she pulls through and she does
How often
the right thing.
do you roll when it's like only light dark, or do you roll like when it's clearly like a choosing point in a conversation, or do you roll for like every conversational choice?
I pretty much stick it to the like an important choice in the class story.
Right.
Some of the other stories I don't. But
so not necessarily every dark and light choice that you come across.
No, not everyone.
But sort of like every major beat where we're like, is she gonna like kill a major person, or
blah, blah, blah.
or are you gonna allow the mass murder machine to like go back to the Republic or not, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Cool.
And I really like doing that. I think it was the first time I did it was on the Loken, but I think it's so fun, and it's cool to get get Chad involved,
right?
And people seem to really like it. It's fun because some people are like, oh, let him live, and then other people are like, kill the bastard, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And not to mention that on Loken, some of the choices that Chat made, I never seen before. So it was really cool to kind of go through choices that I wouldn't normally choose or that I haven't chosen, which is always fun.
I love it, and it's amazing to me. I've done these stories so many times, especially the ones post-class story where instead of 1/8, like every character sees it, and there's still choices that I haven't seen before. So
it's crazy, and it's back in I pretty much know all the story now. Whatever's going to happen, I kind of know, but I sometimes get surprised of I don't I'm old, I'm human, but did I see this before? I say to myself, is this something that I've seen before, or I'll catch some sort of information that I normally maybe had missed.
Right.
So even though I've run the stories a million times, I'm still catching stuff, which is pretty fun.
And I agree. And I'm doing the bounty hunter, a bounty hunter right now. We'll talk about it more in a sec. But I've noticed like in the post class story stuff, like, you know, of course everyone wanted all the class stories to keep going, and that was never really possible. But and then everyone sort of assumed, oh well, that just means now it's one Republic and one Empire story. But like I was listening to the conversations, and like multiple times in the conversations, there's like references to you being a bounty hunter or whatever. Like references to the Great Hunt, references to you being a bounty hunter, references to you being a gun for hire, you know, stuff like that. And it's pretty clear, like, it doesn't, even though like the conversation, you know, has the same arc and everything, like the individual choices are, you know, or the individual answers and the go back and forth things, there are still class things there. They're just not broken up into separate stories. Like it's the same story, but you will hear it. It will mention the fact that, you know, that you are XYZ class and that sort of thing. Sometimes it'll mention like whether you're light or dark side, for instance, as well. And
it's a cool little addition. Also, I noticed that I thought was interesting is, you know, they don't have any gender specific ways of saying yes, ma'am.
They always say
yes,
sir.
They always just say
it's in the codex,
yes,
actually, too. Yeah. They even mention it at some point. I can't remember. It's pretty early on in a couple of stories. It's like if you look at the codex for like, I think it's for Trooper or Republic Army or something like that, and and there's a similar one on the Empire side, and it even says, you know, sir, which refers to, you know, of both both sexes or all genders or whatever, however they phrase it. This is 11 years ago, so it's probably sexes, but whatever.
It's but it's also interesting that they say there was this one part, I forget exactly where it was, but she goes, "Oh wait, do you have a problem seeing women in, you know, in power?" And I went, "Whoa, I don't think I ever heard that before." I don't know if I missed it, if I, you know, hadn't made that choice or whatever it was. But I was like, oh, that's cool. But it's just kind of cool, all the little tiny things that you can still miss, even though you played it. You know, you and I both are alcoholics. So, I mean, we've seen the story over and over and over and over. And I'm still picking up new stuff, which is great. Because, you know, when I first started playing, it can be a little difficult for me to follow a story in the gaming format. So, you know, but it's great. I'm still enjoying it. People ask me, aren't you bored? And I go, no, I have different criteria for every character that I play, which, you know, makes it so that the decisions are different. And now having chat interact with it, you know, is added a new thing to it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's super fun. And I've been really enjoying Trooper.
Yeah.
When I first started playing, I wasn't a big Trooper fan.
Right.
And now I'm like, I really like the story.
Nice.
I'm like, this is great. It's super fun.
And I like how your character that you've chosen actually really matches the role thing really well, because if she's on the fence a lot, it makes sense that she would sort of waver back and forth and like do things for sort of internal reasons, and then like all of a sudden be, you know, just slanting light, slanting dark where you weren't expecting it. So it's a really good, it's a perfect character for that sort of mechanic. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Which is something that when I made Loken, he was crazy. So that would, you know, answer the question, why is he flip-flop so much? And so with this one, her, you know, does she go back into her old ways, or does she, you know, keep evolving into the new her? And when I first started doing this, I was thinking to myself that, how am I going to do this? Like, I'm going to have to make up a new thing every time. But if you don't worry about it and you just play the character with kind of the ideas that you have, it just kind of organically happens, which is really kind of makes it even more fun. And I think more fun for people to watch too. I finally finished Galactic Season 3.
Woo!
Now I'm sad.
Very nice. Aw.
Because now there's no Galactic Seasons to play. And this morning with the server reset, I finished my the season 3 game rep too. So that was good because I think it was the first season I didn't finish it, and now I don't have the Chad Bane outfit. You know, for what's his name, the Duros.
All right, the Duros guy, yeah.
And now I can't let that happen again. I can't flap like that anymore.
It must not happen.
Grown up so much since then. And in real life, I've been doing a lot of work on our basement, cleaning, spackling, and getting the room ready for to rent out again. So
okay.
It's been kind of fun.
So it sounds like you rented it before, because you mentioned again. So
yeah.
When's the last time? Has it been a while?
Well, no. The person that was living there had lived there for quite a long time.
Oh, I see.
And he moved out. So
okay.
Now we have a chance to get in there and really make it look a lot better, because it had been a while. It needs some love.
That makes sense. Because I mean, I knew you had a renter, and I'd never really seen him. So I guess he's always been in the basement. The few times when I've been over and stuff, like, I never really saw him like in like any of the other main room on the main floor or whatever. So
well, if you would have saw him chill, you would have been living in the basement too. So.
Bum, bum, bum.
But that's about it for me, Chill. What's up with chat?
All right, let's see. So So 01L is here. Deal Smooth Wolf is here. Hey, Deal. Drapsnat Immortalized Love is here. Kata Kitty Treats is here. Detox is here. Squishy Twitchy is here. Starry Saber's here. A lot of folks here. Thank you everyone for coming. Let's see. So yeah, mostly what I actually did, I kind of I haven't totally dropped the Star-Lord yet, but I made a Loken character, followed your idea, and it's just been a ton of fun.
Good.
I'm unfortunately we now know they just dropped the events coming up for February, and it's too soon. Like, there's not going to be a Rackwill event in February, so probably March, I would guess, since the last one was a few weeks ago, and there needs to be a little more time, but I'm guessing early to mid-March, something like that, would probably be the next Rackwill event. We'll see. So I'm looking forward to doing the parade for you.
Well, we are going to be doing a Loken for Love little
that's funny
event on
Loken for Love.
Valentine's Day. So you're welcome to come to that.
All right. So I made up a whole bunch of like backstory and headcanon for him. So I made him with agent abilities, because Loken, but he's a bounty hunter. So the idea I have is that sometime shortly around the area where Dr. Loken started doing his Rackghoul work and, gained his abilities and all that, he realized that he needed to experiment a lot more, but his own body, he couldn't do all of it on his own body. Like, he wouldn't survive it. So he made some clones. And so my character is one of the clones that got a little bit, more advanced than he was expecting, and then escaped. Now, of course, someone with Loken who has multiple safe houses would have the resources to do that sort of thing, presumably.
Right. That's great.
He does not have Dr. Loken's transformative abilities, even in headcanon. Obviously, he couldn't really do it in the game anyway, I don't think. But the cloning means he's a bit younger than Dr. Loken in physical terms, which kind of worked for me, because like when I tried to make the character, there isn't really a customization that adds all the wrinkles. You can't really make an old character, which kind of makes sense, because like all of the class stories are designed for people, like you're the young, the Padawan, you're, the new bounty hunter on the scene, you're the new, first time out for an agent, all that sort of thing. So it makes sense that they wouldn't have a ton of old people looking things to make it exact. So I made him a little younger. And then I made his hair style the same, just to make it more look more like him, but I toned, like I hit the color several tones darker. Like he hasn't gone full like Silver Fox yet. He's he's sort of like halfway in between. It's like salt and pepper. It's kind of like a medium gray.
I'm looking at him right now.
Yeah, exactly. Great. And it's funny, they have a face that it's clearly Dr. Loken's face. They just added it to the character creation screen. I did not realize that. It's amazing. Like it's like holy. And then as soon as you add the beard, it's like wow, there it is. Sorry, what was that?
Did you use the guide that we put
No, I didn't use the guide.
Okay, so
just made the character. Yeah.
Nice. Looks great.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so I did it like in my mind, he's like he's sort of a Jason Bourne sort of situation. So he has the abilities, but he does not have the memories, which kind of but because he's Dark Loken, he's quite intelligent. He's intuited enough to sort of figure out, okay, the person I was cloned from was clearly Imperial. I've got to figure out, I have these abilities, I need to make money, and it's probably best if I, and you can't really, if you're in the Empire, you can't really escape to the Republic, at that stage of the game. So he goes to Hutt space instead. So he goes to Hutta, becomes a bounty hunter, and then the bounty hunter story starts. So that's like the whole thing. So he's sort of a weird sort of mishmash, like where he's got the abilities, but he's sort of weird, obviously he's not physically any age. Like I guess technically he's like 2 or something, you know what I mean? Like he's like technically 2 years old because he was cloned and then sped up as, and then his aging was sped up, but not all the way to where Dr. Loken actually was at the time. So he's sort of like this weird mishmash of like, doesn't have memories, but now is making memories, but has the abilities from before. And he's sort of this weird non-age thing where he's sort of 40-year-old-ish guy,
right?
But in many ways not. So anyway, it was a lot of fun.
Do you have any of any of his companions have the rat ghoul plague?
Not yet. No, I haven't done that because he doesn't have the abilities himself, so I haven't added that to them yet either. Okay. But we might do that. I do have the access to it. Yeah.
Especially any character that you might be romancing. Throw that rat ghoul plague on there. Oof.
Let's see. And I've also been doing some PvP on him. I did some on the Lobby in the first week, and then I did some on the High B this last week. And he's not 80 yet. He's halfway through 69. He's almost 70. So, and we got through today. Actually, we finished Zost. So we're on to the Copy Kotet. Yeah. So did pretty quickly, reasonably quickly. Did, like I said, some low B PvP, some high B PvP. I found that in both cases, as a healer, and he is a healer main. Because I wanted to try healing in PvP, but it also kind of made sense for the character. Like I thought, kind of the whole doctory thing is sort of a thing, but also, I feel like he, like Jason Bourne, it's like clearly like the guy he's from his past was like a lot darker than the guy he is now. So I play him mostly light side, but with like some really, some fairly hardcore like tendencies. Like if he feels like someone could be a threat in the future, they're gone.
Yeah,
like that sort of thing.
Goodbye.
But he tries. But he's like kind of trying to be light side. Like he does a fair bit of light side choices. Whatever he can sort of, whenever he's pretty certain that like this person's never going to come back and bite me in the butt. Nice. He usually lets them go. But if he's the kind that they might be a problem, like.
Gotta go.
I actually I'm planning on actually doing when we get back to it and I can do Skadge. I'm planning on killing Skadge, like doing the story just so we can kill Skadge because he's like really dangerous as a companion. Anyway, so while I was doing the PvP, I did find both Lobby and Hybe that as a healer was a lot easier to get 8 medals. It was really hard as a DPSer, even though I had I could do some off healing. So I would get occasional medals that way, but it's just a lot easier to get 8 medals as a healer, low B or high B. Like I was getting it almost every time, as opposed to on the other side where it's like I would struggle to get it. And a lot of times, even in a win, I would sometimes get 6 or 7 medals and just not get to the 8 that you need for the weekly. So it's been very interesting. Obviously, as I'm a huge DPS target, like every time I show up in a war zone, like everyone just turns on me. But it's okay. I've been making the tree choices with PvP in mind. I try to stay as survivable as possible. And it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. So that was pretty cool and really enjoying him. I can't wait to see, how it goes for the rest of the way up. And then when we hit 80, I'll definitely do some healing PvP on that as well. Nice. I'll probably also dip into my other mains who are basically the same thing, only doing the dot spec instead of the healing. So we'll probably try that too, or maybe even send the gear over to him. I'm not sure, but in any case, yeah. So we'll do the tip of the week. We have 2 tips this time. First one from Richard. The tip relates to gearing, particularly for fresh level 80 players who don't do top-end operations and who gather their gear through flashpoints instead. With Hyde and Zeke, it's pretty straightforward to get 336 main offhand and the 7 armor pieces by using shells and mods. Players should also have 2 legendary implants. Broadly, most earpieces that drop from flashpoints are usable because most specs need at least a little of all the possible tertiary stats. However, only a few of the possible relics that can drop are ideal, so inevitably, relics are the last pieces of gear that fresh level 80 players need to acquire. My tip relates to a way of forcing the equipment crate you get from doing 3 random flashpoints to yield a relic, and a chance that it will be the flavor you want. As you're gearing up, keep, don't deconstruct, 2 level 334 relics. Upgrade your earpiece all the way to 336 before opening any crates. That way you'll be able to equip all level 336 gear apart from 2 level 334 relics and perhaps your level 334 implants if you haven't gotten those yet. Now when you open a flashpoint crate, the game can see that your lowest level items are relics and implants. If it gives you a level 336 implant, keep it and equip it when you open your next crate. If you have 2 336 level implants equipped, the crate is then guaranteed to give you a level 336 relic. Nice. You must have 2 334 relics equipped when you open the crate, though. So you have to have that as an option. So that sounds pretty semi-reasonable to me. I haven't actually tested, but that sounds like how it works. So it's very tricky. It's very tricky. My thing is, I usually level through doing solo, I just do dailies for a while whenever there's a gear upgrade, and that one's pretty straightforward because you're actually choosing the piece of gear and then you just upgrade it all the way up. So that one's relatively straightforward. In fact, I would suggest that as an alternate way to do it. Like, yes, do the flashpoints, but while you're waiting for flashpoints, do Zayas, do CZ198 or whatever, and just work on those those 2 pieces of gear that are hard to get, but you get to choose them all the way up that way, and that way you're going to get the ones you want. Right. So that's a way to do it as well. And so
that's good. I'm going to give that a try.
Thank you, Richard. And from DL Smoothwolf, Valentine's Day, or as we call it in SWTOR, Looking for Love Day. So he's been watching you, Kitty, I think.
Yeah.
My tip of the week is to gather all the red, pink, and white dyes that you can, in addition to the aforementioned color crystals, so that we can open wide and pucker up to Dr. Ratghoul, in case he takes us female Lokans out to a fancy restaurant somewhere in the most romantic corner of the galaxy. I like that tip because, actually, it's probably not a bad idea. This is far enough ahead that, if a really smart GTNer would probably be buying pink dyes and pink color crystals and stuff like that now to try to sell them in about a week when it's really getting close to the Valentine's Day. Instead of picking one, I'm just going to give them both the 450cc codes, and I think DL Smoothwolf has all the pet codes now, but we'll make sure Richard gets one of those as well. And thank you for sending those in. If you have a tip of the week,
guys.
Please send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com before the next show. And I'm happy to do it for more than one person. Actually, the only reason I would ever go back to like the random thing is like if for some reason we got like 10 or 12 or a million of them, and we just didn't have the codes. But yeah, I'm happy to give everyone who sends in a tip the code at this point.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Congrats, you guys.
That'll bring us to the Mind Trap. So we did a little check-in here. So how far through Galactic Season 3 are you? And I also, in the show notes, put the older one from almost exactly a month ago. And the choices I kept the same. So we did 0 through 20, 21 through 50, 51 to 99, and I'm done. And didn't get a ton of votes, like Twitter's being very weird, but whatever. And also I noticed like the other one didn't have a ton of votes either, so maybe it's just not a subject that just doesn't draw a ton of voting. It does happen.
It did get out a little late too.
It was a little late too.
We couldn't figure anything out.
We're trying to figure out what to do. So done was the winner at 50%. And that's mine, and I believe that's yours too, or did you vote before you got in there? Okay, so you were done as well. So done was the winner at 50%. Second was 0 through 20 at 29.3%, so just under 30%. The third was actually just under done, 51 to 99. That was 15.5%, and just 5% at 21 through 50. And so, interestingly, like the numbers were oddly. Like it really did make. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So a month ago, 51 through 99 was at 43% with 6% done. That's 50%, right? Right. Now, done is 50%. So it's basically everyone who was 51 through 99 a month ago plus the 6.3% that are done. That's that. And then the ones from a month ago that were 21 through 50. Like 3/4 of those moved up to 51 to 99. That's the 15.5% of the current poll. The other 5% just haven't moved up yet. Maybe they were at 21 barely and they just haven't made it, or maybe they just got stalled or whatever. And then the 0 through 20 is basically the same. It's 29.5% and it's 29.3% now. So
that's crazy.
So the people who just aren't interested or play very occasionally, just they're still there. It's kind of amazing. So
I wonder if those are free to play.
I suppose. I mean, certainly, if you're doing the free to play thing, Galactic Season 3 has some good stuff, but not as nearly as much good stuff. Like there's tons of really cool stuff that is only on the subscriber track. One person who did reply said, haven't fired up SWTOR since before the holidays. Keep meaning to get back at it. So there you go. He might sprint up, to being done. You still have like a little over a month, so there actually is time to get it done if you started like right away. I think at this point though, you'd have to pretty much max out like get all the dailies, 7 of 7 the weeklies, and I'd have to run the numbers.
Too hard to do.
I'd have to run the numbers. It'd be a little tight, but you could at least get really close. And actually, because the end of the track contains almost all the cartel coins, you could actually buy like the last few levels, and then you would at least break even on that, and you'd also get some other cool stuff. All right. So that'll bring us to the holo feed. The in-game events for February did drop just today, and there's going to be 2 of them in February. First one is going to be coming up. It's the Pirate Incursion. This is the Dantooine one on not the first week of February, but February 7th through the 14th. So that's going to end right around the aforementioned Valentine's Day. So 7th through the 14th is going to be the Pirate Incursion. You need to be level 20 or above, but that's obviously not difficult. And all usual stuff. And I think it has to be there when there's that one achievement that I did. Like you end up having to pay like 150 million credits and do the gold, and you get the gold glow thing. So if you want to get that gold glow thing, that'll be a perfect time to get it. It's in the achievement thing, and we talked about it a couple of episodes ago. The other one will be Bounty Contract Week. That's going to be the 21st, so there's going to be another blank week, and then 21st through the 28th will be Bounty Contract Week. And that's level 15 and above.
That's where you get the currency to buy your rat ghoul companion skins. So anybody doing that?
I'm gonna have to do more of those then for Dr. Loken.
So I think they range from 4 coins up to I think 12, which is really weird. For some reason, I think Treek costs 12 of those currencies.
Interesting. That's a lot.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
But you can knock that out if you have 12 alts.
Nice. Retox Detox said the game's gotten to a point where they need to reconsider the XP to max level. I try to come back, but without the 200%, I get frustrated. I could see that totally. I do know that if I want to get someone to 80 relatively quickly, then as soon as I'm able, what I do is I just take the last missions available, which basically means as soon as possible do Osis, but also before that, just skip ahead also and just try to get your levels up other ways. Like if you're not quite 50, you can't do Osis obviously, but you can, start by doing Ilum and Makeb, but then jump ahead, jump ahead, skip the chapters because they're the worst for XP. Yeah. They're so slow. There's a ton of story there, so obviously for a main character, you may not want to skip it, and I totally get that. But
don't forget on-rail space missions.
On-rail space missions.
They get a nice chunk of change with
and,
XP.
And if you do, I have found though the PvP definitely speeds things up. Like the chapters are really slow, but if a PvP or 2 pops during it, it massively increases my XP rate. So flashpoints if that's more your thing, or PvP if you're into it. But yeah, I get it though. Those last 5 levels, like you really do need tons of XP, and like the last part of the story is geared towards it, but it's kind of locked off. And Osis is actually pretty okay though. Osis actually gives lots of XP, and then so you do you do the Meksha and all that stuff. The Onderon Meksha Corellia bit. Tons of XP there. Like when I did the last time I did it, when I jumped someone, it was around now, and they were around 70 again, just like now, 69, 70, 68, 71, something like that. And I jumped ahead, and I just went straight to Osis, and I just did Osis, Onderon, Meksha, and I dinged 80, I think during the Corellia flashpoint, and then and that was that. Because you do get lots of XP for that. So
yeah. Also, don't forget to turn on your what's it called? On your map, there's you toggle in show exploration missions, and be doing those while you're doing your normal quest. You can get a lot of XP.
Right. Too. Yeah. I bet your Retox Detox must be like me, where I love to just do the sprint through the class story and hardly touch anything else. There's probably mission givers going, as I roar by on my speeder. Okay.
You'll be back.
So yeah, I may have to do some of that, and it would probably be good for me anyway, because like I say, it's the same with Agree. I'm really, really close on Reputation Max, but I'm still not. I still have a tiny bit more. And I know the Bounty Hunters, I'm definitely not max. I very rarely touch it. I don't know why. It's not that I hate it. It's it's just there's something about it. I just don't go back to it.
You don't want to have to go all the way up there.
Yeah.
Lazy points, chill.
Right. And since the last show, one of the devs, Shabir Dillon, said we wanted to follow up on the discussion regarding PvP medals, and we're looking into feedback in relation to their difficulty of being obtained. We'd like your feedback on which maps do you feel are the toughest to reach 8 medals on and why. And we really like feedback on both war zones and arenas. And and I actually did send I sent it by email to the dev team.
Nice.
But basically, it was, they're and when I looked on the forums, it was like, yeah, everyone else has the same issues I do. It's like, and I don't know about endgame so much, but they definitely feel that like it's a lot harder to get 8 medals. Even if I've had arenas that went 3 rounds and I still didn't get 8 medals. And we won,
crazy.
By the way. It was 8 medal. It was 3 rounds, and we won because so we lost one of the 3 rounds. We won, but it was crazy. I ended up with 7 medals. It's like, why can't I advance this dang thing? This is, of course, not on my healer. Yeah, this is not on my healer, of course. But Let's see. And Bryant Wood, another dev, posted about the Galactic Season 4. They are in the planning stages for Galactic Season 4. Yay. So, yeah, it's time to gather your feedback. We'd like to hear from you on Galactic Seasons and how they can be improved in the future. To make this feedback request easier, here's a quick recap of our Galactic Season system. Well, we don't necessarily need to do all of that, but, you know, you gain points, you go through the seasons, you know, different things come up. Every day you can earn some season points by acquiring 25,000 conquest points, and then you can complete up to 7 objectives from a pool of 10 to earn larger amounts each time you do one of those 7. And if you play every week, then you do not have to do 7. It's closer to like 2 to 3, like if you were really steady. But if you need to try, if you need to sprint it, you're gonna have to go. You know, you're gonna have to get up closer to 7. But anyway, and season points are also rewarded as part of the daily login system. They're kind of rare, but they do happen. And so they went through the things that, you know, the tracks can provide: new companions, companion customizations, season armor set, season mount, cartel packs, including weapon, armor, mounts, decoration, and then ultimate cartel packs, Galactic Seasons tokens, decorations, titles, cartel coins, and die packs. And I
wish those die packs stacked. They're taking up lots.
They're starting to. I know, and I understand that other dies don't, but it would be nice if some of these did. Because holy cow, I might end up having to at some point. I guess I'm gonna have to start tossing, like, you know, keep 3 or 4 of them just for, you know, who knows. But anyway, the feedback questions, we want to continually improve them and keep this system exciting for players. So we have questions. How are you enjoying the Galactic Season system overall? I really dig them, by the way. I mean, I like it enough that I'm actually logging on to other servers just to get stuff. And I've gotten tons of cool stuff. I'm getting tons of unlocks too, because, like, you know, I get these like silver weapon unlocks, and I get it, and it's just a weapon that I have never unlocked before, so I just unlock it on that character, and then, you know, next time there's a sale, I'm just gonna, you know, account wide unlock it, and then I'll be able to use it on my main server. But I've gotten some interesting stuff that way.
Nice.
Yeah, and let's see. Do you like the companions offered through the Galactic Season? Is there any way you think they could be improved? And what companion has been your favorite so far? Interesting. For me, I think Faye is actually my favorite. I like, for a bunch of reasons. I like the general aesthetic. I think the gambling thing is kind of fun. I like the mods for her that change her color, but also the little thing in her belly, the little the little circle in her belly thing changes too.
The washing machine window.
Yeah, exactly. The other two are okay. At some point, it'd be nice to have one that spoke basic. I understand they have to, at that point, hire a voice actor. If it happened to coincide with when they were bringing back voice actors for other things, you know, and it just happened to be another voice that one of the voice actors they were bringing back anyway did, and so hopefully wouldn't add too much extra cost. That'd be nice.
You could have him like based on Stephen Hawking's, and use the voice modulator that Hawking's used, and boom, it's done.
Bing, bang, boom, we're done. That's like the AI generator of companion voices.
I like the Duros. I think he's my favorite.
The Duros, okay. Yeah, he was pretty cool. That was season 2, right? Or was that 1?
Yeah, 2.
That was 2, and then 1 was okay. They're all pretty good. Yeah. Treat says that Faye talks too much. Yeah, it's true that depending on how they're coded, some of them say something almost every time, almost every fight, and it gets to be a bit much for some of them. For Faye, it really does, unfortunately.
We need a fader, a volume fader for your companion's voice,
specifically for
and
companions.
A volume fader for mounts. I think that would be a great Great thing to
Yeah.
add.
Let's see. 3. Do you like the rewards offered from Galactic Seasons? Are there rewards you wish were included in the reward track, which aren't? That's what they're getting at. So generally, yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, exactly. I think at first I was like, oh, not as many cartel coins, kind of sucks. But it's like, now that I've actually gone through the season, I've gotten to open like way more packs. It's kind of like, you know what, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
Gambling, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of in a way.
And I don't. You're right, exactly. Because I've never been a big pack opener. I've never had opened tons and tons and tons of packs, and so this is kind of fun for me because it's not something I've done as much of as maybe I should have been doing, because it's really fun. Let's see. Do you enjoy the content used in season objectives? Are there parts of the game which you saw more or less? I mean, the story for Faye was a little short. I mean, it was kind of there, and it's like there wasn't a lot in the ship afterwards. I saw there was like 1 or 2 conversations. Some of the other conversations in previous seasons were a little longer, and I think maybe that I kind of enjoyed that aspect of it. Like, I always want to see more story, even if they're just, you know, talking and it's not, you know, and there's blah 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 blah, and then you have to read the subtext. That's totally fine.
It would be cool to see a companion that you get for Galactic Seasons, you know, maybe reintroduce companions that you already have and kind of add to their story, maybe.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Oh, you know, this, you have to use blah, blah, blah to do blah, blah, blah for the new companion.
Right.
I think that might be kind of cool. Because,
be
you know, we already have those companions, and it'd be nice to get some more information on them, or
right,
you know, add to their
the stories of them.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. Let's see. Have you been able to complete Galactic Seasons, and do you feel the season requires too much effort or is too easy to complete? Yeah,
I love it. I think it's perfect.
I think it's about right. Yeah, I think if it was longer, it would definitely feel. It would get to the point where it's like, okay, now I've got to really plan and make sure I get all 7, because I don't want to fall behind. Yeah, exactly. And if it was much shorter, I mean, I could see it being a bit shorter, but if it was more than a little bit shorter, it would feel really, really short. It would feel short.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been done for a few weeks now on the server that I play on mostly, and you know, so I get to see it on the other servers just because I'm weird that way, but. But you know, it's been done for a while. Yeah, exactly. So you know, like we saw on the thing, it's 50% now or so, assuming our numbers are, you know, actually close to what's happening, you know, from their end. But still, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fun. I played at my own pace and finished a month early. I think that's great. I didn't feel like it was work at all, and I didn't specifically do anything. I just played the game the way I normally play it, and I got through it, and it's fun. I like it like that.
Did you even do such things as bring Faye out and do 100 enemies with her just to get that one out of the way, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do things like that.
But you're still doing.
If I thought about it,
right? But you're still playing the game you wanted to. You weren't like going into PvP when you weren't ready for it, or
no. Or in fact, there were some times that I don't even know how many objectives I actually did in the week, in total for several weeks.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I might have only done
still
3 or 2.
Yeah,
and still got there. Yeah.
Yeah, Starry Saber
I don't think
says,
I ever did 7 total.
Yeah, Starry Saber says maybe include retired items pack instead of the bronze packs, so we can get items no longer available.
Ooh,
that's interesting.
I like that, Starry Saber.
It's true that, like, you know, well, they've kind of done that in a sense with the Galactic Seasons tokens, because they're getting things that were given out as like subscriber benefits. You know, like Shay Vizsla as a companion and stuff like that. But but Starry Saber's absolutely right, and there's tons of like armor sets that are really, really hard to get now or impossible to get, stuff like that. That would be cool, yeah. And obviously they have the assets, so Yeah, let's see. And how does completing a galactic season fit into your desired play session? Seems like it works just fine for you, Kitty.
Perfect.
Like what you were saying.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm on the main server. I'm totally able to just pretty much do what I want to do and not worry about it. In fact, I think I overdid it. Like a couple of times, like I went and I did like the thing where you bring Faye along and stop the gamblers and stuff, and I didn't really need to do that. I've still got a month to go, and I could have given up a couple of those weeklies, and it wouldn't have made a bit of difference. I would have totally gotten to 100. So yeah, so if anything,
but it's fun to at least do it
simple.
Once.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool that there's actually a special thing that you can do just for seasons that matches the companion that you get for the season, stuff like that. I like that. Like any of the seasons, that could be like, okay, bring out the new companion and have them out while you kill 100 guys.
Right.
And I think they have done that before. But it was kind of cool for Faye that there was actually a special mechanic that was actually introduced, I thought that was neat.
Yeah, maybe introduce.
And then, of course, any other feedback. So yeah, so if anyone's listening, that they are in fact asking for that, it's on the forums. I'm sure you could also probably email them if email the devs as well. But anyway, they are asking for feedback because, and this is always a great time. Like when they ask for it, they're literally like, that means they're in the right part of the planning process for you to give feedback and have it be heard, and and not be at the wrong time and then get kind of lost in a drawer or something. You know what I mean? Like this is when they're asking about stuff for Galactic Season. So if you have like strong opinions or new ideas or whatever, this is the time for sure.
Yeah, copy and paste it off of the show notes and send it in.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. One thing we want to address as we expect feedback around it is the change to cartel coin rewards that came with Galactic Season 3, and I want to provide more context around this change for players. One goal of Galactic Seasons is to provide an opportunity for players to earn some cartel coins for their efforts in-game. This helps players obtain Galactic Season rewards on alternate characters via collections, and allows players to experience the cartel market and the awesome armors, weapons, and other items that the team creates. For this reason, we rewarded cartel coins directly from the Galactic Seasons reward track. After a couple seasons worth of data, some things came to our attention. The initial collection's unlock prices were not set to our standard values, and players to a surprisingly large degree were using the system in an unintended way by completing Galactic Seasons across multiple servers to earn a large amount of cartel coins. The combination of the... yeah, that includes me. I started in Season 2, more or less. I didn't finish all of those seasons, though, but I got a pretty good amount of the way through, and got a pretty good amount of cartel coins and some other stuff. Anyway, the combination of this flood of cartel coins and low collection unlock prices unfortunately contributed to worsening the economic inflation the community has been facing and the team has been fighting against. To combat the situation, we decreased the overall cartel coin grant from the Galactic Season reward track from 4,000 to 2,000, replaced the removed cartel coins with ultimate cartel packs, which are legacy bound. He didn't mention that, but they are legacy bound, so you can't just sell them or whatever. You have to open them. And increase the collection unlock prices to our standard prices. By rewarding ultimate cartel packs, we can maintain the goal of allowing players to experience the offerings of the cartel market and earn valuable items to wear or sell. And it's true, once you've unlocked it and brought the stuff out, then it's no longer unlocked and you can actually do with it what you will. It's just the pack itself that is bound to your legacy. While reducing the cartel coins rewarded, we made sure to keep our goal that players can unlock all items earned during a Galactic Season in collections for alternate players. Players who do wish to complete Galactic Seasons on multiple servers will still receive extra cartel coins and extra ultimate cartel packs, but the new amounts will have a lesser impact on inflation and the economy. We thank you for understanding these changes to maintain the goals of Galactic Seasons and continue to battle our economic inflation. It's our continued desire to provide the best experience in Star Wars: The Old Republic. And that was Bryant. So thank you, Bryant. That's pretty awesome. And so... and Bryant said, catch you later. I'm off to give a rundown of the galaxy to our Season 4 companion. So they've already got their idea for the Season 4 companion.
Nice.
But but they still want the feedback. Anything else about Seasons, Kitty, before we move on?
Nope. I miss it already.
Yep.
Looking forward to season 4.
Awesome. All right. And then let's see. Jackie Coe said a new iteration of the PTS has been deployed. If you'd experienced a crash prior to this build, we'd encourage you to test it out. And this was not that long ago. And yeah, I still have the same issues. I've tried multiple times, including just a couple of days ago, and I just cannot get it to work on my computer. I
haven't tried the new one yet, but
okay.
I got into the old one.
Yeah, you got into the old one. Let's see. There is a season 3, speaking of the Galactic season 3, the level 100 achievement, which is called Let It Ride 5, is sometimes bugged. So not everyone, it doesn't happen to everyone. But the reason I mention it, but if you're one of the people who don't get the achievement, the Let It Ride V5 achievement for Galactic Seasons 3, if you don't get the achievement at that time, you need to then contact support team, because unfortunately it sounds like it's something that they can't just fix on a system-wide basis. So yeah, so there you go. Bad Batch season 2 has been continuing. Have you been enjoying it, Kitty?
I love it. It's Kitty's favorite Star Wars.
Nice.
So yeah, she really loves it. And
did you like the I guess you call it the treasure hunt or whatever from the last episode?
I did. I thought it was super fun.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I like the big twist of what the treasure actually ended up being. Right. I'm not going to go into more details than that, and doing and being and all that sort of thing. I
love Omega. I think she's such a great character.
Yeah.
And I usually can't stand kids.
Right. It's hard to get kid characters right in an adult, in a more of an adult-oriented show, for sure. She does
great. She's good.
It's good stuff.
What's going to happen to her, Joe?
I don't know. It's amazing.
It's
amazing she survived. I know. She's been put in a lot of dangerous situations. Anyway, all right, Kitty, is there anything else? Do you have any special streams coming up or anything like that? Well, I guess you have the Valentine's one. That's in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's in a couple weeks.
Is that before or after the next show?
I don't know. I don't
see.
even know when Valentine's is.
Isn't it the 14th? So that actually is 2 weeks from today is the 14th. So there we go. So yeah, so it's your last chance to plug that one, I guess. At least before the.
I don't even know what day we're doing it.
Oh, okay.
Just keep an ear open.
So you might do it over the weekend before or the weekend after or something.
Definitely be doing it on the weekend after, probably.
Oh, okay. So actually, we'll be after the next show then.
Yeah.
Cool.
So most likely it'll be then.
Sounds good. So, and so what are some of the? Do you have any plans for it that you can divulge at this point?
It's just like I said, it's going to be Loken for Love. We're going to... all we have so far is we're going to be giving out some dyes. If I can find pink dyes, we'll be giving out pink dyes.
Okay.
And we're definitely going to be going back to Fleet and doing the walking of the Lokens.
Nice.
The meandering of the Lokens, whatever you call it.
Love it.
But
the loping of the Lokens.
So yeah, we'll be doing that. And whatever else. Kitty's got some ideas. This is kind of her baby. So
she's really into it, huh?
Yeah, she loves it.
Awesome.
But I know that we'll be doing that. I forgot is there anything else? We're going to do parkour.
Nice.
Parkour in pink.
Nice. It might be really funny to actually queue up for PvP or something. A whole team of Lokens are coming after people.
Yeah. I mean, whatever happens.
Right.
I mean, we'll shoot from the hip a lot. Oh, I think we're going to go and do a Orikey giveaway. And we're going to do the pub crawl where we get, what's his name?
The achievement for Paxton Raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I don't think I have the achievement, so I'll try to join you for that too.
Yeah, dude, come. I've got a bunch of Orokeed eggs, so we'll go hatch some Orokeed eggs
on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Right. You can get them on several planets: Alderaan, Terrace, and there's at least one other, I think. And then Terrace. And then
on
I'm pretty sure.
Side?
Or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong achievement. I'll have to look at that. Anyway, we know we can do it on.
I got a whole bunch of them,
and you can get a bunch of them. How much did you buy them, or did people give them to you?
Whenever I go by the nests, I always check.
Oh, okay.
And if there's an egg, I jump down and grab it.
That's smart. That's smart because I think I know where a couple of them are, but I rarely bother to go over and actually see if they're there. And there must be they must be there a fair bit. Because unless people are really farming
50, I think.
Yeah, they have
there's 2 nests.
They do have a fairly long.
Go looking.
Yeah, they have a fairly long cooldown.
Yeah, I think it's 12
and there's more than the 2
like
nests. So if they appear at the other nests, then you just won't see them for that reason as well.
Yeah. The other one you have to climb to see if it has an egg. So the other one you're kind of at, you can just peek over the edge and see if it's there, and if it's there, I can jump down and get it.
So you got tons of those. That's awesome. Yeah, it's fun. It's actually the whole thing where you do the hydration thing, get the hydration buff, and then you go and you cook yourself basically to get the pet. It's a fun little thing, and a lot of people just haven't seen it. It's one of those things that it's been in the game forever, but not everyone knows about it, or even if they know it, they haven't done it for years or whatever, and it's fun to do.
You get a pet.
Yeah, exactly. And you get a nice, cute little pets. One of the bright little pets in the game. Awesome. All right, so we'll look forward to that. After the next show will be the whole Valentine thing. So looking forward to that.
I'll give the spiel next in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and even though I'm entering the Kopfi Kotet, doldrums of leveling, where leveling slows down to a crawl, I should still be 80 by then, especially since I'm planning to drink PvP. I know, but if we do group stuff or anything like that.
Yeah, well, of course. We'd love to have you.
Awesome.
It's going to be fun.
All
right. So goofy.
Great. Excellent. Then that's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the TL Sean server, or in our
Tay Rage
Guild on the Empire side, do a /C join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to OotiniCast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast or Mastodon @OotiniCast@mastodon.world. You can find contact details for us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live bi-weeklies on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, by streaming at twitch.tv/OotiniCast. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. And thank you to the chat room.
Thank you, chat. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
And we'll see you next show.
Toodles.
All right. And Kitty, do you have someone that you want me to raid?
I'm looking right now.
Okay, bringing up the dashboard so I can...
Dread is on.
Okay.
He can be a little rowdy.
Okay.
Especially if he's been drinking, but...
which one? Smokey?
Dread. Dreadism?
Oh, Dreadism, yeah. Let me see if it shows. Yep. We can do Dreadism. All right, folks. Thanks for coming. Let's go ahead and raid Dreadism. Thank you. We always appreciate you coming by and having fun with us. And let's see. Ready to raid just about now. Here we go. Bye, everybody. All right, stopping the stream.